Can you guys hear me? Oh, good. I tried to start this video at 4:37, like 4 and then 3 plus 7 equals 10, so 10 4 4:10 message received, right? But I couldn't. I couldn't because there was this ringing in my ear, and I thought I was under a cyber attack. But I just wanted to give a little bit of a pep talk. Let's start with Yieldmax. MSTY hasn't declared its dividend yet. It's coming up soon on Wednesday. But a lot of people, they bought MSTY and they thought this was a free lunch. They were going to collect the 121% dividend yield with a free lunch. No issues with that whatsoever. And I just want to say, selling insurance is a winning business. Okay, there's a reason that Warren Buffett was an expert in insurance. There's a reason that Progressive stock price always hits an all-time high. It's because insurance is a winning business. It really is a winning business over time. But someone has to understand that they're going to enter the insurance business. They're not entering a free lunch business. And I thought about this today, even seasonally. Being long these Yieldmax ETFs, YMax is the fund of funds that covers all of them. Being long these ETFs is not a free lunch. Why? Because every March and every September, there's a holiday season. And I'm not referring to too many September holidays. There are religious holidays, of course. But seasonally, every March and September, the stock market has some periods where the cars are crashing. Right? And so the insurance company is paying out big payouts. And this is one of those times for Yieldmax right now. And I say this because it even lines up seasonally. I talked about seasonality in my last video. But it even lines up seasonally that the cars crash in March and September for the same reason. If you sell insurance in New Orleans to young people, think about this. You sell insurance in New Orleans to young people, or even just to the broad spectrum of people, all ages. You sell insurance. In New Orleans, what happens? Every March, you have Mardi Gras, right? So what's happening? People are getting drunk, and they're driving, and people who are sober are getting hit, and all types of stuff like that is happening. People are driving bad, whether they admit they're drunk or not. Right? People are driving poorly every March and September. In September, they have Labor Day. And in March, they have Mardi Gras. So, someone who owns MSTY and a lot of these Yieldmax ETFs has to think about March and September as being holiday periods. And even the police, where I grew up in Dallas, the police would have all types of rules saying you can't refuse a breathalyzer during these holiday periods. And when there's a holiday period, and in the stock market, March and September are the big holiday periods. The March quad witching starts in late February. The September quad witching usually starts in August. But there is a holiday period. And is the holiday period going to end? I'll go through the analysis in later videos when the holiday period is going to end. But there is a free lunch. I found this out this weekend. There is a free lunch. Blindly averaging into YQQQ gives a 14.66% annualized return. Blindly averaging into QDTE gives a negative 6.32% annualized return. Overall, we're looking at an 8% annualized return with pretty big dividends. I believe well over a 20% yield. So there is a free lunch. It's lower yield than MSTY. It's lower yield than YETH. It's lower yield than a lot of these individual Yieldmax funds. But don't forget, when selling options, it's the insurance business. And sometimes, especially in March, the cars are crashing. And the question is, does someone exit the insurance business in March? Does someone exit the insurance business in September? Or do they understand that Labor Day and Mardi Gras are always going to be there? I'll give you a prediction. Next March, we're going to have a correction. And this September, we're going to have a correction. Why? Because selling options is no different than selling insurance. Over time, blindly averaging into MSTY has been a big treat. It's been a big treat. 87% annualized returns with a gigantic dividend. But it's March right now. It's Mardi Gras. In September, it's going to be Labor Day. And selling insurance from a stock market standpoint and a real life standpoint isn't going to be going well. So there is a free lunch. There is a free lunch, but it's a little lower yield. For yields like this, it's not a free lunch. There has to be hedging involved. And at the bare minimum, there has to be an understanding that this is the insurance business. And in March, statistically, from an occult standpoint as well, and from a holiday standpoint, just real life, the cars are going to be crashing. The question is, does Progressive close shop? Or do they take that and do they take that period and they say this is part of collecting insurance premiums? That's the big question to answer.